I'm Santi and welcome back to the channel. So you guys, we're still on the story of Thando and Isengani Lingana. It seems as though she has actually responded to the backlash. And if you guys remember, past literally the entire week, a lot of people have been calling on Moja to cancel this show because it is basically promoting gender-based violence. We are seeing Thando being not only emotionally but as well as physically being abused by her so-called husband Usiakela. But it seems as though she has also responded to this, and her response is okay. As much as it is shocking, it is something that I expected. So Utando responded on Facebook, on her Facebook page, and basically stated that if the show is being cancelled, who is going to feed them? Basically insinuating that if the show were to be cancelled, then they would have no income and they would have no way of, paying for stuff and living up to their living expenses. Now, this whole backlash thing, guys, I so very well feel sorry for her because this her statement saying that who's going to feed them, it kind of sways into the way of the people who are saying that what if Usiakela is acting this way because Moja Love is pushing this narrative of making him this big bully so that they can make money and they can get people to engage on the show and keep watching the show and basically get engagement so that they can keep on making money. Because if Utatubega, guys, Usacela has throughout the recent seasons, all of them, he's been this bully, this abuser, this hothead, this person who ongabon say ongakhulumi say. And some people on social media, I remember one social media user gave a very different perspective on this entire thing and said, what if Usiacela is only doing all of these things simply because Umoja loves, they want to promote this show in a way that like depicts him as this bully and shows him as this bully only for them to get more viewers and only for them to make the show change. Because if Utasupe right now, the show is trending, people are talking about the show. Some are even screenshotting emails that are writing that they are writing to the BCCCSA, which is the National Broadcasting Complaints Commission of South Africa. And it is like Umoja Love is trending, the show is trending, so which means more money, more views, more engagement. Like, I can't help but think at the back of my mind that what if that is the case? What if Usiakela is only acting this way simply because he wants to drive the show, and Umoja Love are the ones who are literally promoting him and are pushing him to do all these crazy things that he's doing on the show. So Utando posted and said, "If they cancel our show on Moja Love TV, will you feed us?" Basically saying that if the show gets cancelled, they would not have any income, and they would have no way of feeding themselves and feeding their child, which on its own, it's not true essentially. Because if first of all, Utando, I feel like she has built a following, you know, on social media basically. Because I do believe that if she were to start something or work with a certain brand or a certain, company, or like something which can promote something positive in her, like with her, and like she has worked with several hair influencers, hair companies where she was promoting wigs. I do feel like if she were to work hard on that, if she were to focus some like her energy on something that is positive, that she could very much use this platform of being on Emoja Love to work on something else other than the show itself. I do feel like she has not a lot but a certain amount of following that with a lot of effort, with a lot of putting hard work into it, that platform and those followings could grow into bigger, and make her such, they essentially make her a household name if she were to focus on doing that. I do feel like with the power of social media, because right now she's literally trending, if she were to come up with something positive, something that people can purchase or support her through, people would actually do it. One thing I've came to find out when it comes to South Africans, when it really counts, people do support each other. So I do feel like her saying that this is the only way that they could feed themselves, it is totally wrong. It is definitely wrong. Usando could still pursue her studies if she wants to. She could still, study for her dream job, study for what she wants to be, and she could still very much go to university. She could still very much, go, and there are many, agencies out there which help in terms of building a social media presence, and she could work with her influencers. She could do so many things. I do feel like she could very much utilize this Isencane Lengane brand, this, being a victim of, abuse. I do feel like people would have sympathy for her and people would support her if she came out with something positive, which in turn could bring her money. But anyways, guys, comment down below what you guys think of this in the comments, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.